week.
Yeah.
Talk me through the momentum swing in that first inning.
Yep.
The double play and then the 5-0.
That was, in my opinion, you can win. You can't really win a game in the first, but you can definitely lose a game in the first. And bases loaded, nobody out, and he was teeter-tottering. I think they got a walk, an error by Brody, and then another walk. So kind of exactly the way we didn't want to start the game. When you win two ball games, you want to see how your team's going to react when they come out on Sunday and we go walk, error, walk. That was, for me, was like, okay, let's see where this group is. And then Zach did a really good job of getting the strikeout and then getting the double play. And then it's amazing how offense and defense leads to, pitching and defense leads to good offense. Because next thing you know, one swing of the bat, you have a 1-0 lead when the opponent thinks, after the first three hitters, we're going to score a couple runs. So that momentum was big in the first inning, and to be able to jump out on an early lead after them not scoring anything in the top of the first, I thought was huge in terms of the momentum. And then, just in terms of the lineup, it's different guys all the time. Sammy, 2 for 3, Carson hit a big home run. Chad had a really good game. So it's nice, Tony didn't have the game that he wanted to, except for a really, really good at-bat with a guy on second base and, hit a really good, I thought he hit it really hard into the wind. Got the guy over to third with 1 out. So probably his best at-bat of the day. But other than that, when he's maybe not having the best day offensively, you have people around him to pick it up, and that's what a great offense does.
It looked like beyond just the offense in the first inning, too, that helped Zach settle into the game. He looked much better in the second and fourth.
Yeah, I think the big thing with him is belief and then tempo. I think when you have really good tempo, you don't think as much. And I think when you have poor tempo, I think you're thinking too much. And so with him, it's, hey, let's not think, let's trust and pitch with tempo. So if you pitch with tempo, you don't have a lot of time to think. And I think that's when he's at his best.
Coach Ethan Love with TCU 360. What does it mean with 5 games this week to put the game away early and save some arms?
Yeah, good question, Ethan. And then have a guy that hadn't pitched this weekend in Mosiello, who's a veteran guy, be able to get those 3 outs and save 2 extra innings of arms where, Louis Rodriguez didn't throw, and you have a bunch of guys down there that haven't thrown on the weekend, but you have 5 games in 6 days. So, their time is going to come. But to limit today to only have to play 7, I think was crucial in terms of, now you have Mo with, I probably only threw about 15 pitches. He'll be ready to go for the midweek. Ben only having to use him once, and then like I said, Louis and Hoover and Storm and a bunch of guys down there that are looking forward to getting their first run this season, and looking forward to it. It's going to happen, Tuesday and Wednesday for sure.
Sammy Myers earned a little bit more consistent playing time at this point.
Yeah, I think Sammy's doing exactly what we thought Sammy was going to do. Really, really good at bats, and played. He hasn't played right field a whole lot, and handled himself out there really well. So, consistent at bats. When you're consistent in the batter's box and you know what you're going to get from somebody, you're gonna get more at bats. You're gonna get more opportunities. I thought Jack, even though he didn't have offensively in terms of the numbers, Jack hit, he 2 for 3, and his 1 fly out was pretty dang good pitch too. So, you got to try and find a way to get him in the lineup. So that's a good thing to have, and that's our job is. We never write the lineup. It's always the players who end up writing the lineup, and so there's a lot of guys pushing for a lot more playing time. That's for dang sure.
You of the top 10 teams that are out there, and I know it's just about you guys, but you're the only undefeated team in there.
Oh, cool.
To this point, what does that mean for your program? At such 2 weekends into it.
Well, I think what it tells you is that the guys, what they prepared for, and coming into an early season slate that wasn't easy. They were ready to answer the bell. And it tells me that you have a bunch of guys that know how to win and play together and play for each other. And I think that's the biggest thing for me coming up off of this weekend is the fact that you should be in a dugout. It's pretty awesome in terms of, the guys that aren't playing being with the guys that are, and then vice versa, and the interaction between it is really good, and it's really positive, and it's, there's no panic, there's just belief in each other. And so it's really fun. And is it always going to be that way? We're going to hit our speed bumps 100%. But the thing that I think they're doing is they're galvanizing, they're understanding what it does look like to play really good baseball. And so, when the tough stretches do come, because they will, you can kind of resort back and think back to, what it felt like when we were playing good baseball. And hopefully we stay out of those valleys and stay even keel and because right now I'm starting to think about Washington State, and I know they're not, but that's fine. They have a good day off tomorrow, and then 5 games out of 6 days, and we're gonna have to have our A game for sure with this West Coast swing that we got coming with Washington State, Arizona, ASU, and USC. So pretty fun.
I may have missed on it. You mentioned it last night, but no Peyton Toll in the lineup
Mhm.
today. Was the reasoning that for kind of in preparation of this week's games?
A little bit, a little bit. He's out of sorts just a little bit timing wise. And Jack, Jack took some great at bats, and so, Tolle, he's a huge piece of what we're gonna do. He hit in the middle of order. He starts on Friday night. Like, that's who he is, and that's who we think he is. We know he is. And so for us, it was more about what Jack has done, not so much about what Peyton hasn't done. And so, like we're talking about in this little stretch, with him having to also pitch, it was a good time for him to be able to get off his feet a little bit, and we'll see him back in the lineup ASAP, and he'll be rocking and rolling again.
Hampton's going Tuesday, presuming.
You gonna ask me who's gonna go Wednesday?
Well, just a couple names.
I don't know. We'll try and win the game on Tuesday and figure out who's available on Wednesday.
I've got a guess, but I'm not gonna say that loud.
Well, you can guess all you want because you probably were wrong. Because I don't know.